getting ready to start with the next speaker, who is Corinne Vieweg. Corinne is a passionate leader and has served as executive director of the Northern Nevada Rave Family Foundation since September of 2012. It is the goal of Corinne and Northern Nevada Rave Family Foundation to reach all families caring for children with special needs who are in need of respite across the state and beyond.
Thank you for having me. So my name is Corinne Vieweg, Executive Director for the Northern Nevada Rave Family Foundation, and we bring a gift of time, a break to families with children with special needs. I'm not going to read the full slides, but we were founded in 1995 with the overall goal to provide a break to families and reduce child abuse and neglect for children with disabilities. Our mission is to provide and improve the well-being of families in our region by providing respite care to families with young children and young adults with special needs. We're a 501c3 nonprofit, and we provide care to children 3 months through 6 years at the Rave Family Center, children 7 to 12 for our junior and teen rave programs, or our junior rave program, and children 13 to 22 in our teen rave program. What is RAVE? RAVE stands for and is an acronym for Respite and Volunteer Experiences. We provide a dynamic-based and center-based, community-based program for children with disabilities in our Rave Family Center, in our Junior and Teen Center, and then out in the community doing activities, which I will talk about as the slides progress. Rave is a gift, or respite is a gift of time, a temporary relief for caregivers and families who are caring for those with disabilities, chronic and terminal illness, or the elderly. For Rave, we provide it for those children under the age of 22. The benefits of respite. Respite is that temporary relief. For children, it's a place to provide a safe, enriching, and fun environment, an energetic outlet to hang out and be with friends and peers their own age. For parents and caregivers, it's that time to relax, unwind, recharge, and take that break that families require from the constant care that they're providing for their children on a regular basis. When families are back together after respite, they're both rejuvenated. We see families coming back to their children and being able to provide that care that their kids need and deserve at just a more renewed spirit, and the kids have released their energies and are ready to come home and talk about their time at Rave. The Rave Centers, we provide that care to children ages 3 months through 6 years at the Rave Family Center. It's a dynamic center-based program that's set up kind of like a child care facility, in that sense that we have rooms dedicated for child-directed activities, including a block room, dramatic play room, gross motor room, art and sensory room, and an infant room for those non-walkers to provide a safe place for them to engage and interact. We opened our Junior and Teen Rave Center in July of last year. That center was built for kids that are 7 to 12 and 13 to 22 that maybe are starting to be in that age range of staying home alone, but might not have that ability to do so. And maybe their parents might not feel comfortable or safe leaving them home for long periods of time. So we wanted the Junior and Teen Rave Center to be a place that kids want to come. And so their parents can receive that break and they can interact in a safe and fun environment with their peers. We have a gaming lounge that includes a snack station, and we have a rec room that has a large screen TV, games, Legos, art activities, doll houses, things like that. So just a variety of activities for kids to enjoy and engage during their time. Additionally, our junior and teen rave programs go out into the community, and we participate in activities like bowling and rock climbing. We've gone and watched movies, taken art classes, and we've attended magic shows. Providing temporary relief from the constant care and loving attention of our families provide for their children, we are allowing a reprieve that strengthens the quality of care parents and guardians deliver. With time to disconnect, relax, unwind, and enjoy activities, maybe typically developing families are unable to do with their children with special needs. Caregivers can return to the crucial role for their children with less stress and a renewed spirit. Not only do our programs provide highly needed breaks for caregivers from the extra care their children require, but our centers and community-based programs create a fun space for children to come and just be kids. The Rave Children. Respite care is provided to children with a variety of special needs. Some examples include children with cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, speech and language delays, hearing impairments, autism spectrum disorder, children with special health care needs such as diabetes and children with G-tubes, children with mental health concerns, and those in foster and adoptive care. Siblings who live within the home, who are considered typically developing, are also welcome to come to our centers. Rave volunteers. While we focus on providing respite care for families with children with disabilities, we also are providing hands-on training and experience for youth, starting at age around 13, children who are youth who are in the school district in age 6th grade through 12th grade. We provide that time and that mentorship for them to come and receive training and development, which to work with the children that we serve. We've been partnering with Washoe County School District since our program started in 1995. And we have provided this training and experience to over 2,500 youth, and they have collectively given over 100,000 hours to our programs. We provide respite sessions Monday through Thursday from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 to 1 and 3 to 6. So our families receive approximately 3 to 4 3-hour respite sessions per month based on our availability. Since the pandemic, we have made some adjustments, though we have and we will get back to providing satellite sites as well throughout our community. We have partnerships with Nevada Early Intervention Services and the Rock Church, who allow us to provide additional respite sessions throughout the week, 2 at each facility, an additional Monday and Thursday session at Nevada Early Intervention Services, an additional Tuesday and Saturday session at the Rock Church. We also have a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club that allows us to bring all of our junior and teens together in a much larger environment to be able to do some activities in a large group. So right now, we are currently only providing services out of our Rave Family Center and our Junior and Teen Rave Center. Due to the pandemic, we have reduced our number of children that we serve. We have increased our staff, and we have reduced the number of volunteers that we are able to let into our centers at this time. Our programs historically provide a 1-to-1 or 1-to-4 children ratio at all of our sessions. 1-to-1 is our desire. Since the pandemic, we have maintained a 1-to-4 ratio, and with the reduction in the number of bodies that we can have in our centers. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. We receive funding from state, local, and federal not yet federal, but like state and local grants. We have fundraising efforts, and we receive funding from corporate investments and private donors. And here is my slide information. And I guess I'm here to answer any questions that anyone has.
If anyone has any questions, feel free to type them in the chat or raise your hand and we can have you talk directly to Corinne yourself.
Hi, Corinne. This is Regina from Nellis Air Force Base. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. I was wondering, is there any cost to this, or how does the parent go to get registered with you, or how does that work?
Yeah, great question. So I just as some of the other speakers have presented on, we allow for all families. It doesn't matter your income to qualify for our program. So we are 100% free at this point, and we have always been to families with kind of all economic backgrounds. So families that have a child with or children with a disability, special health care need, children in foster and adoptive care qualify for the whole family for our programs. So we do ask for a family to fill out an application. We ask for a documentation of diagnosis. That can come from a doctor, that can come from just the IEP or any kind of family plan. It can come from a therapist that just shows that documentation, and then the entire family qualifies for the programs. So like I said, children that have the disability, as well as children that are considered typically developing within the home, are all invited to be a part of our programs. We are exclusive to all of them. Children from 3 months through 6 years in the home would be in the Ray Family Center. Children 7 to 12 and 13 to 22 would be in the Junior and Teen Center. So we do have children that attend both centers at the same time. So some children in the home may be in the age group for the Ray Family Center. Other children in the home may be in the Junior and Teen Center. But now that we have our Junior and Teen Center, we're able to provide those services at the same time for the families. So that's the qualifications. Fill out an application. Find us on, you can call us for that application and more information. You can visit our website. We have an application there. We can email you an application if you are unable to download it. We can mail your application. We have hand-delivered applications. We also provide tours to our center where you can come with your children prior to a session and experience, that walkthrough. Marsha, I was going to share our slideshow that's on our website. Would you be able to pull that up?
Sure, give me just a minute to get that. And then there are several questions in the chat. If you want to take a look at those.
Great. I am like,
Corinne, many of the people want you to duplicate yourself, your organization in the southern aspect of the state. So do you know of anything down here in the Vegas Valley or the Clark County or programs that are similar to yours?
unfortunately, there is not a program that we are aware of that is similar to our programs. There were 3 programs that were modeled after us. One of them was in Clark County, and it was, to the best of my memory, it was named Spark. I have tried to locate that, and I believe that is no longer in service. However, that I'm not 100% on that. We are expanding our programs this year as a pilot in Carson City area and also in Elko. We do have the desire to expand across the state of Nevada and get into Clark County. We received about 5 years ago, we received an award, and it I went to an award ceremony in Clark County for extraordinary people. And at that point, we did have a rush of individuals come to my table and ask, how can we get signed up? And unfortunately, right now, it was founded. Rave was founded and started in Washoe County, and we have yet to be able to reach out. So if you are on the line and you have the desire to partner with us and start that dialogue of what that might look like to get Rave into Clark County and other surrounding areas, we would be happy to start talking about how to do that. Corey, can you help with the other questions? I don't know.
There's another question in here that says, do you accept kids with schizophrenia?
We absolutely would. We do not currently have children diagnosed with schizophrenia. However, we do have other children that have some mental health diagnosis that are or some concerns. We more than anything, we would want to know, how do we best serve those families, and how do we best serve the children in our care? How do we keep all children in our care safe? That would be our priority for, you know, any child coming in with a mental health diagnosis. And so we would take the time to get to know the child, take the time to get to know the parents, but absolutely, we want to be able to serve all families that are in need of that respite, and that would be an absolute need of a break in that circumstance. So yes.
Okay, that question was from Sally, and Sally had another question about children. Can they participate from neighboring counties?
Absolutely. We have families that travel into Washoe County currently and utilize our services just through anywhere close enough. I mean, we would take you if you want to drive in for the weekend, or, you know, maybe a Saturday to go shopping. We can get you into one of our Saturday sessions. So you can have that 3-hour break while your kids are with us and you are having a break here in Washoe County. So to get started, absolutely, we take families from wherever you would like to travel from. As long as you currently are a resident of Nevada, that's one requirement.
Okay, I see 2 more questions. One's from Cheryl, and hers is multi-parted. What did you do to recruit so many volunteers? How far out do families who use your program live from your center, and do you promote only locally?
Okay, so the first one is volunteers. So last year was our highest number of volunteers. We provided that opportunity to 539 volunteers. They gave over 10,000 hours. We go out into the community and we recruit those volunteers. We go into schools. Unfortunately, the pandemic is going to kind of mess up our volunteer recruitment this year. So we are doing it more through social media. We are creating a video to put out on YouTube that is directed towards those youth. But a lot of it is also word of mouth. Our volunteers love coming to Rave. In fact, they have said that Rave is their respite. It's time that they get to forget about the dramas of school and their social circles, and they get to come and play. And that's what Rave is all about. We're a place of play. We're not therapists. We're here to have a great time with their kids so families can take that break. And so because of that, high school and junior high students love to come and play with kids. They're all just fun kids. And so we do Play-Doh and arts and sensories, and we play video games, and we play outside, and we dress up, and, you know, just have a good time. So that's probably the best way that we recruit, is word of mouth. Come and have a great time with us. They're giving back to our community. They're learning the importance of giving back. They are learning compassion and understanding of children in general, children with disabilities, families with different circumstances. And I think that we are creating really amazing youth that are going to go and be just the leaders of our communities in the future. So next one I forget was.
Well, that's okay. You answered a lot of the rest of them. That led to Cheryl's other question of how many of those youth continue on to serve as respite workers or babysitters or going to social. And then Nick had another question. What program, it's important, that's the only reason I'm throwing them together. What programs do you recommend when children age out of your programs?
Well, one of the reasons that we serve all the way up through age 22 is because our programs did have breaks and they aged out. So for a long time, our programs aged out at 7. There was nothing from about 7 to 10 for one point. Then there was nothing for children 7 to 12. Over the last 8 years, we have worked really hard to just bridge those gaps. We are in the process of partnering with HSI, High Sierra Industries. They provide services for adults. We also are partnering and working with In4 with Amy. And so that's where we would direct families. We have worked with Amplified Life, and those are other services for those adults that are aging out. Hopefully when we are working and moving in and partnering with HSI, we will be able to expand into some adult respite as well, because time for play is really important for all of us at all ages. So that's where we would direct them. That's usually how, where we send them first to. We also, RSVP, we send families that are over the age of 22. Those are kind of our go-tos. We often are looking for them and with them. And we try to keep them as long as we can keep them. So.
And then Cheryl's other question was, do you have any idea or data on the youth that you had that volunteer with you? Do they continue on into these types of services as their career and things like that?
Not all of them, though. We have a lot of volunteers that go into nonprofit fields locally here, different nonprofits. We hire them back. We have actually a lot of staff currently that were high school youth volunteers. Teachers, we have nurses, we have volunteers that are going into that advocacy side of things. So I don't have good data, actual percentages. That would be a fun thing for us to conduct and see where they are now. But we do know that they're doing great things. Not all of them come to us with the desire to work with children to begin with, and a lot of them leave feeling like they have now found their calling. So we have some who have graduated with speech pathology majors. We try to introduce them to a lot of just a variety of different employment options that work with, whether it be youth or individuals with disabilities. So it is our goal to educate them throughout their years with us. We had about 14 of volunteers graduate this last year that had been with us for multiple years, 3 and 4 years. We also, we take them all throughout. There's no requirements. They can start volunteering with us as high school seniors. We do love to have them start with us earlier. We will have this year our first 5-year senior that started with us in the 8th grade. But in a couple of, in about 5 or 6 years, we'll have volunteers that will have stayed with us starting from 6th grade on. So we're pretty excited to see what kind of youth they are as graduating seniors once they've been with us from 6th grade through 12th grade. So they're really incredible individuals. Were there other questions?
I have your website up. If I'm not sure if I've got the right video
It's
for
gonna
you.
point to our Facebook video. Is that the one?
I'll share my screen and tell me where to go find it.
Okay. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
So this will give us a nice little just visual of what our centers look like. And that's why I think it's important to share. Corinne Viewig, Executive Director for the Northern Nevada Rave Family Foundation. RAVE stands for Respite and Volunteer Experiences. Respite is a temporary break from your caregiving responsibilities. At RAVE, we provide respite care to families that have children with disabilities, special health care needs, children in foster care, and their siblings 3 months through 22 years. RAVE was founded in 1995 with the mission to strengthen families by providing the gift of time to caregivers. At the RAVE Family Center, we provide care to children 3 months through 6 years. The children are able to move about our building and engage in prepared activities in our construction room, dramatic playroom, gross motor room, and art and sensory room. We also have an infant room for our little ones to be able to play and explore. We are excited to be opening our very first Junior and Teen Center for children 7 to 12 and 13 to 22, where youth and young adults can hang out with their friends in our gaming lounge and our rec room, play games, create, and read in a safe and fun social environment. Twice a month, the Junior and Teen Rave programs go out into the community and participate in rock climbing, bowling, trampoline parks, and we even catch a magic show. These community field trips are a great way to encourage activity and peer-to-peer interaction. All of our respite sessions are staffed with respite service providers and youth volunteers, providing a 1-to-4 ratio or better. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, it's not quite as pretty as that video. We've had to pull out a lot of materials that are difficult to sanitize and disinfect. I was telling a tour the other day that I was pretty sad about that when we had to pull so many things out. But I have to say that, you know what, the kids don't care. They come, they have a great time, and really we're providing that break no matter what our centers look like. We still have a lot of fun activities. It's just easier to sanitize and disinfect. So,
Corinne, I'm going to have to stop you. You're a little bit over, and I really appreciate all the information that you gave us today.